Welcome to Drawing 1. Today's class is our first official class, and the way I like to begin my class for the semester is to talk about what it means to be creative and the faculties that we need in order to be creative, and then I will talk about the exercise that we're going to do today. So let's first talk about what it means to be a creator and to be creative. It takes a certain amount of our human faculties in order to create. And I would say there are three of them. First, we need our intellect. We need our emotions. And thirdly, we need the understanding of the craft of drawing. Okay? So I just put craft here. So our faculty of intellect, what is that? I would say that's our thoughts, our ideas. It has to do with our experiences in the world, our perception of objects and people. It also has to do with, I think, our memory, reaching back mentally into the past. Now, when we talk about emotions, the human person has a whole range of emotions. Angry, sad, excited, and we share that with every other individual. So what we need to think about is empathy. An artist must have empathy for the person that they're rendering, or must feel some connection to the object that they're rendering. Okay? It's either giving you an emotion or you're receiving an emotion. Okay? And then lastly is the technical understanding of the craft of drawing. Okay? And the craft of drawing is a visual language. All right? So when we learn, let's say, French or German, there's certain basic concepts and basic words that we need to learn first in order to be able to speak the language fluently. Okay? And that's what we're going to focus on in this class, this new visual language. And I like to divide that into a couple of concepts. And the first one is, I call observational awareness. And what I'm asking you to do is really to be attentive, to pay attention to what's in front of you, to be a real keen observer. Okay? The other concept I want to talk about is called vision. Okay? And this is really important if you're a visual artist. All right? And vision can be divided into two concepts. Okay? We experience vision by touch. Like a child doesn't have a visual mental concept. They relate to touch. So if we think about a child's drawing, they'll draw a circle for a head. They'll put little spiky hair, maybe a little neck. Put some ears on, and this is kind of typical of what a child will render. And you see how everything has an outline, everything has a perimeter, everything's contained within a border. It's because a child sees the world by experiencing touch first, okay? And they relate that touch to their vision. Now, the other concept besides touch is sight vision, okay? And sight has to do with how the world comes in through your eye and reaches your retina. It produces an impression there. So that's a whole different kind of concept of the way we experience the world, okay? And when we talk about sight vision, that looks for patterns and how patterns are related on your retina. So we may look at, instead of a head like this, we may start to render looking at looking at patterns, okay, shapes and patterns, okay, to render our head, okay? So it's a totally different kind of experience in the world, okay? This one is hard, bordered, outline, and this relates to linear drawing. And this is more elusive. It has to do with patterns, and this is called mass drawing, okay? And we're going to learn both concepts in this class, all right? And then the last thing, obviously, is going to be technique, all right? That is the other thing that we're going to learn, okay? And that makes sense. If we're dealing with a visual language, we have to have a means to render our ideas visually. And art is made from matter, it's made from materials. And so part of the language is learning how to manipulate these materials in order that they can conceive our ideas, okay? So this is where our ideas actually manifest themselves, okay, through our technique. And we're going to use different techniques in this class. Pencil, Conte, charcoal. We're going to use different kinds of erasers, different kinds of paper, and we're going to try various techniques in order to render our ideas, okay? And this is important because in order to really express the language, we need the tools, the material, and the means in order to express our ideas and our emotions.